I think it's time for Rumy. There you are. So Rumy Spratley Kanis is from RIPE NCC, and she will talk about the RIPE NCC Academy.
Yes,
Thank you.
and training services. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Rumy. I work at the RIPE NCC for quite some time now, over 10 years, and I manage the training department. Can I maybe just have a show of hand to start with, just to see who of you has been to a RIPE NCC training course in the past? That's quite a few. Very happy to see that. Was that this week, or who of you have been before this week? Great. Good to see. So this presentation is just to give you an overview of all the training services we do. And also, I would like to introduce a new service to you that we launched a few months ago, and hear your feedback and ideas about how we can make your work a little bit easier with the services we provide. So to start, just a brief overview of all the activities we do within the region. First of all, we do face-to-face training courses. That's, I would say, our core activity. We do weekly training courses throughout the service region. So this translates to every week 2 of my trainers being somewhere in the service region to deliver 2 or 3 training courses. I can tell you I'm not very popular with their partners because that involves a lot of traveling. Apart from that, we also do presentations at conferences and workshops on demand. A good example is law enforcement agencies like Europol or Interpol, who invite us to provide training course on how the database works, for example, or give an introduction on how the internet works in general. And then since about, I would say, 2 years, we also do weekly webinars. Has any of you here attended a webinar or watched them? Yeah, good. Good to see. So this is a relatively new service. It's very popular. We started off thinking, oh, we'll just do 1 webinar per month and we'll be fine. But they've proven to be so popular that we do them weekly now. So a webinar consists is an hour of interactive session on popular topics that people find interesting. And during these sessions, there's opportunity to ask questions and focus a little bit more on problems that people may be having. So, and finally, we used to have an e-learning center, which was just, I would say, a repository with little videos and learning resources online. But I would like to introduce something new to you, which will be later in the presentation. First, back to the current training activities. So the face-to-face courses, as I mentioned before, we do them weekly. We have currently 6 courses in our portfolio. Until last year, we had 4, and last year, due to popular demand, we added the advanced IPv6 training course to our portfolio and the DNSSEC training course. We follow feedback from our community very closely, and if we get a lot of requests for a specific topic, then we look at that and see if we can do it and make it a regular training course. So this is the whole portfolio. And as I said before, we also do workshops on demand. If people want a specific topic or want to host a course, then we can do that as well. So, as I said, we travel a lot. Just to show you a little bit, this is 2014. We did 112 training courses. This is without the workshops on demand. So this is just the face-to-face training courses of the 6 courses in our portfolio. And we went to 39 countries. So obviously, as I mentioned before, it's a lot of traveling. We can't always visit all the countries that we would like to visit, but we really make a good effort in reaching all the countries in our region and going to every corner of our region. So to make this a little bit more tangible for you, here's an overview of the courses we did in this region in the past few years. This year, so far, we went to Puerto Rico and Belgrade. That was yesterday. But obviously, we have still several months to go. So if you would like to host a training course or you want us to come to your city, we would love to hear that from you. We very often make use of hosts because it saves a lot of money for us and saves effort. So please, if you would like to host a training course or you know of a company who would like to host a training course, contact me or write an email to training@ripe.net. All you need to do is obviously let us know where you want the training course to be. And the benefit for you is that you'll be able to send 5 people of your own staff. Normally we limited this to 2 per LIR or per member, because we want to make sure as many people as possible can attend our courses. You can choose which course you would like to host. You'll get some visibility within the community and within your country. And obviously you help us spread knowledge throughout the region. All we need from you to do is to provide accommodation for us, a training room, maybe a lunch area. We will make sure that we pay for the catering and the travel costs of the trainers. So as I said, please either go to this URL to get some more information or contact me or training@ripe.net if you would like to host a training course. Now, to get back to the training we deliver, as I mentioned before, we have the weekly webinars. The reason we introduced these is because obviously people may not be able to go away from their desk for a full day, and having just a 1-hour webinar, which we usually do right after lunch or in the middle of the day, it might be easier to follow a training if you don't have to leave your desk or leave to another city. These are all the topics we do at the moment. Very soon we'll be introducing a RIPE Atlas webinar. We're working on that together with Vesna. So keep your eyes open for the announcements. These webinars usually fill up quite fast, so if they get announced and you would like to attend them, be quick and register for them. And we are always looking for feedback for either more topics or more courses or activities that would be of use for you and your business. So every year or so we look at all the feedback we receive, and one of the things we keep hearing, in spite of having introduced the webinars and in spite of having these online resources and in spite of traveling all around the service regions, it's still not enough. People still want more. We still get people saying we don't come often enough to their city or not often enough to their country, or we don't do enough training courses. And well, you saw the map a few pages ago. We already travel quite a lot. So it's quite difficult for us to fulfill all the requests that we receive from our members. So we've been thinking over the past 2 years how we can improve our services and how we can deliver more to you without increasing our costs significantly. So the webinars was one way of doing that, which was very successful and people really liked it. And it made us think that maybe we should be providing more opportunities online. And another piece of feedback that we have received very often is that people would like to get a certificate at the end of a training course. So right now when people come to a training course, we give them a certificate of attendance, but we do not give a certificate of knowledge because we don't have time to test during the training courses. So this was one of the things we've trying to solve when we were thinking about how to improve our services. So I have a little video for you. Actually, before we go into that, well, as I said, our main limitation is travel. We can't travel, we can't go anywhere, everywhere, and be everywhere at the same time. But there's also travel security limitations. There are certain countries in our region that we cannot go to, unfortunately. And also, as I mentioned before, our training courses are limited to about 20-25 attendees. So people who register too late, they can't come to our training course. So we have limitations. We would like to do more, but we can't. So we've been trying to find a solution over the past 2 years, and I have a little video here. I don't think the sound will work, but I'll show you the video anyway. So this is me and my team looking at feedback from the members. We're always very happy to receive feedback, but obviously no training courses in my city. People want more online learning options, and we've been thinking, how can we do that? Because we want interaction, we want creativity. People want to test and practice their knowledge online, and people want certificate so that they can prove that they're a database master. So we've been thinking about that, and we came up with a solution, which is the RIPE NCC Academy. So the RIPE NCC Academy was launched in London at the RIPE meeting a few months ago. Has any of you here visited the RIPE NCC Academy? A few. Has any of you here obtained a certificate? Ooh. So no database experts in this room, unless you are and you would like to prove yourself. So the RIPE NCC Academy is an online learning platform. Hang on, there it is. which allow people to follow courses online. At the moment, we have one course on there, which is the RIPE database course, which is actually one of our most popular topics because it can be quite a difficult tool to work with. The advantage of it is you can take it whenever you want. It's not like a webinar that it's 1 hour a day. You can do it in the evening, on your holidays, or during your day at work. You can do an hour here, then stop it and pick up on it again later. And at the end, you do a test and you get a certificate. I must add, though, we have not made this course very easy. So it's not as if, it's not like, oh, I can just go online and obtain my certificate. You have to really go do the tests, prove that you have the knowledge to obtain the certificate. We wanted to do this so that the certificate was actually worth something. If it's too easy, then obviously the certificate becomes less useful. So, as I said, we launched this back in November in London. And since we have about, I would say, 150 people who obtained the certificate, there's about 300 to 400 people who are currently doing the course and getting stuck at various stages trying to get their certificate. I would really strongly encourage you to go and do the course and try to see if you have the knowledge to obtain a certificate. And in the coming year, following the success of the previous course, we obviously want to expand and offer more courses on the Academy. So in 2015, we're going to be launching, the first course we will be launching is an online IPv6 introduction course. We're going to launch that in May already. We're working very hard on this. After that, we want to launch a LAR training course, which will just be how to obtain resources, how to get involved in the PDP, things like that. And then maybe later this year, we would like to do a course on internet governance, which will be a slightly different format than the courses we currently have. This will really be a course where people have to register for and follow a module. So we're playing around with that. And then in the future, we want to maybe offer courses to various stakeholders. You could think of academics, universities have shown interest of maybe getting students at universities following courses through the Academy and obtaining certificates. So we're investigating that. Obviously, we will continue with the webinars. And one very important note I would like to make, we're doing all these online efforts, but it is not our intention to replace our face-to-face training courses. We get a lot of feedback and helpful input during our face-to-face training courses, and we deliberately make the breaks during the training courses very long so that there's enough time for the attendees to talk to the trainers, ask questions about maybe tickets that are open that they're struggling with. And we really see a lot of benefits in having this direct interaction with our members, and it's also a piece of feedback that our members have given to us that they value this direct interaction. So by no means the online learning options are a replacement of the face-to-face, but they are a complement that we've managed to introduce without increasing our costs significantly. So we're very happy with that. So that's it about the Academy. You can find it at academy.ripe.net. And please let me know if you have any ideas or special requests of training courses that you would either like us to do or that you would like to see on the Academy, or if you would like to host a course, feel free to talk to me. You can also approach Natalie, who is here. You may have seen her yesterday doing the training course. She's one of the trainers who travels a lot throughout the region, so she'll be able to help you as well. And that was it from me. Are there any questions?
I don't see any queues at the mic. Maybe
Good.
They are busy with
Getting a certificate.
Yeah.
I'm going to see you all online.
So the governance certification will be, you first need to understand the acronyms, right?
Yes, yes. Okay. And the idea is actually to make it a course to prepare people for the IGF in the fall, in November.
That's
so
a hard
it's
task.
Kind of an IGF preparation course.
It's a tough one.
It's going to be a tough one. That's why we're starting already on the content and format. Yeah. Thank you.
We are running very... We are running very early on the agenda. We're like 25 minutes early. So what do? Do we have a long coffee break? Or are there more questions for any of the presenters that are still in the room? Okay, I think we'll have a long coffee break. We'll be back at 4:30.